Hello, it's me again. Put a lot of thought into this and how we can accomplish this online with people viewing. So I'm going to give you a little explanation about what is your cultural lens, and work with me. And so when I do this training on site or at workshops and seminars in the flesh, I hand out to the participants a set of clear work glasses like this that are clear. Put them on. And then I ask them, you have to pass out magic markers, and I ask them to write on the lenses of the glasses everything that they are. Who they are, what they are, how they identify themselves, their self-efficacy, and how they identify themselves, and go crazy with it. So I have a sample here, and I'm just going to show you from a participant, a learner who was at one of the workshops. Okay, so let's see if we can do this online. So she wrote all that she was here. So let's see if we could see that. All right. So we look close. We see, okay. And I use this as we watch it. She's a wife, she's a mother, grandmother, white, Christian, middle class, healthy, 54 sister. She's all of these things. A woman, European. Okay, see how that works? Okay, got it. So what I asked them to do then is to put the lens on. So if you can visualize this online working, okay, so they put the lens on. Okay, so what I'm seeing now is blurred. Okay, so I'm seeing, I'm looking at the world through her cultural lens. Or if it was me doing this, or you can imagine you doing this, and what would be how would you see the world? But also what happens is, from how I see it, I'm projecting what I see onto the other person sitting in front of me. If you can get that concept. So if you look through the lens, you're projecting what you see onto the person that you're looking at, and you don't want to do that. So it's clouding your vision a little bit, and you could be projecting what you see onto the person. And if they don't meet what you look at and how you see things, if there's no congruency there, could be a problem. Could miss something. You could miss something about them. And well, you have to be aware of your own biases, races, political views, and everything. So the objective is to take off that lens and be able to take off that lens and look at the person sitting across from you during an intake and assessment evaluation, or in an individual counseling session, or when you're running group. You have to be able to take off your cultural lens and look at the person where they are and see them who they really are, the whole story. Okay, so let's see how that works out as we move forward with this part of the presentation. But you got the gist, you've got the idea. Okay, so you can just imagine it. Okay, all right, here we go. Take a magic marker, be careful not to get it on you.
Ugh.
Okay? Which one is this? This one is I trained with all these. What I would like you to do is I would like you to take your lens, okay, and I would like you to write on it everything about you how you identify yourself. Now, culturally, yes. Ethnically, spiritually, personally, emotionally, and how you present yourself, how you present yourself to the world. For example, if I was going to put this, I would put, I'm a man. Okay? I'm a man. Now, just to give you an example, this is an example. This was a woman, social worker who she did a really good job on this. So just to give you an example. Okay, she wrote, she's a woman. Or I'm looking at this now. I'm telling you who she is. She's a woman. She's a social worker, educated, smart. She's European, a retired probation officer. She's a hard worker. She's likable. She's concerned about people, and feel. I mean, she said she feels stuff. She's emotional. She's able to feel things. She's a wife. She put a 2 there. She's married twice. Wife twice. And then she's a mother, a grandmother, a sister. She's 54 years old. She's white. She's Christian. She's ACOA. She's healthy. She's middle class. She struggles with that. And these were so that just gives you an example of what I'm looking for with this. How you would identify yourself.
And she can write really, really small.
Yeah, but
And are you supposed to write the same stuff on both sides, or just
whatever works for you, Susan. No, not they're all different things, but all as many different things as you can. So just put down that lens again, and I just want to practice that, getting that, how you do project it, and look at Susan, and then take it off, and look at her. You see how you have to be able to be self-aware of what your issues are that you could be projecting onto the patient. You could be projecting that, or you're seeing them through your eyes. You could be projecting that onto them where they're different, and somebody could be completely different than that, completely different from that. But you don't want to look at the differences and the similarities. You want to be able to take off your cultural lens and look at them with a clean slate, and be self-aware to do that. Okay? That's what you can keep
With clarity.
With clarity, yes. Okay? So that's what we're talking about with the cultural lens. Now, as we move forward, remember, cultural competency cannot occur without self-exploration. In order to achieve cultural competency in counseling, you must demonstrate the courage to examine yourself before you can hope to provide adequate clinical treatment to a diverse population. That's the meat and potatoes of this workshop. You can see me clearly now.
your lens about everything.
I just want to take a look at the website for a moment. Listed above, www.imustnotuse.com. That's the website of the Institute for Learning and Development. And I just want to point out a couple of things here. Is all the OASIS approved courses that I have. Is the online courses which are designed for individual CASACs to take on their own. And then I have some distance learning coursework which is for programs to order the course to use to train their entire treatment team. So this is for group trainings and individual trainings. But I also have some free PowerPoint downloads with clinical information and recovery-based information that can be used for client education or for clinicians to use to learn a little something new. But I do want to point out here my movie, The Whole, A Story of Addiction, Relapse, and Recovery. And this is an amateur, homemade video story, a fictional short story of an individual who lives his life as if he belongs in a dirt hole. And he actually thinks that he belongs there. But I show this to clients, and it works great to initiate discussions, but it's tied into relapse prevention. But there's a free download there at the website. So check it out. I have some other stuff here, and there's some additional courses that is for CASACs. Okay? Okay.